What's up, college football fans? TC Tykilla here, and yes, your eyes do not deceive you. Finally, the national championship game of mine comes out for the UAB Blazers. Some of you probably thought I was lying about it or even faking it, but no. And I'm sorry, I haven't put out this video yet, and really I haven't put out too many videos for the month of March. But I did need to put this one out because, as we all know, NCAA 14 will be out soon. Not out soon, but they'll release the features and some notes about it very soon, I think. Their Twitter has mentioned some things about staying tuned and learning about more information about features and game modes and all that stuff. I know I've been putting this off. I mentioned it, I think, in January even, and it's now April. Hope everyone had a good Easter, by the way. So yeah, I'm going to try to make this a quick video. Got a lot to talk about, kind of, including stats in this game. First, I wanted to mention this season a little bit, and we went undefeated the year before this. I think it was 2018. My 8th year of a contract, I re-signed with the UAB Blazer as the offensive coordinator 2 times, and I got another extension for my 10th year here, and this is we went undefeated my 8th year, and this is year 9. We went undefeated again, and I was pretty bummed out when we went undefeated last year and weren't able to make it. I think we finished like 6th in the rankings or somewhere up in the top 10, but still a lot of work to do. And I knew this was a special team. We came out and went to Clemson in Death Valley and beat them 35-14. And throughout the year, we pretty much scored at will. We did have a couple close games, triple overtime, I believe, at Tennessee, and so that was down to the wire. Could have just wrecked our dreams and probably taken me out of the game, and maybe even not been able to go into year 10 and get to the championship game, even if I went undefeated. Anyway, sit back and enjoy. I'll tell some stats at the end, but without further ado, I will go ahead and talk about the NCAA 14 wish list. It's going to be kind of a condensed version of it, just an overview before the game comes out, or they release features. Sorry, I keep saying that. And then I'll put a few videos later on, probably later this month, hopefully, kind of explaining exactly what I'm talking about and some more in-depth things, maybe some analysis of the new features that they announced. First off, I'm going to talk about Road to Glory, and I want to keep the view of the guy, kind of like a third-person type view, especially on defense, and that was not in Madden 13, and I was extremely disappointed with that, and it made the game really hard to play as like a cornerback. So I hope they keep that, and I hope they change up the recruiting in Road to Glory a little bit. A lot of these things I don't know exactly how to change them, but I'm not a game developer, so that's their job. So I hope they figure out some way to do that. And then a different way of position battles. It just needs reworked, I think, instead of just overtaking someone just because you get a certain amount of points. I hope the physics engine in Madden 13 comes to NCAA 14. They held off a year on it, and so we obviously need that just to make the game feel a little more realistic. Another thing I want to do is the Connect compatible. And I was a little disappointed with the Madden 13 connectability. That's funny, connectability. Yes, it's cool to do like audibles with your mouth or with your voice, and that is cool. But I would like to do like a hand motion for hiking the ball or something like that. Something cool. Actually passing, I know it would be very, very difficult to implement, but I think it needs to happen. Next, we got more animations. Obviously, that usually happens anywhere, but not too care. I don't care too much about like what the game looks like, just how it feels and like the motions and all that stuff. If that makes sense, I'll explain more in later videos. Just come back and watch them. I want them to add creative play. I think that was in like one of the older ones, like 08. I thought I remember that, but I don't know. I might have bad memory. I haven't played it in a while. Another feature I'd like is player progression, and this kind of ties along in with practicing. And I don't want to talk about it too much because I got a whole spiel about it, and I'll save that for a later video. Just a different way to progress your players, such as their ratings and stuff, instead of just the game doing it for you. And like I said, I'll talk about that later. And another thing is in Dynasty mode, we always want more, and it's hard to give more every single time. And I just want more control in Dynasty and like a scouting report for next team and just more preparation, not just a basic go to practice and you just practice your plays. I want opponent focused practicing, I guess that would be the kind of way to say it. And like I just said, it's hard to improve, keep improving, because once the game comes out every year, which I don't think it should. I think it should come out biannually, or I don't know if that means twice a year or every 2 years. I mean every 2 years, just so they can have more time to develop new features and we don't feel like we're playing the same game over and over each year. But I mean that's how they keep selling games, is keep making changes, and once it's perfect, you can't just keep putting out the same game. You got to keep changing, so it's always going to be not perfect or screwed up, to someone's taste at least. So I'm not sure. Another thing is kind of like the standardizing leagues, and this is kind of a minor feature. Like when I'm playing these games right here, I got 5-minute quarters, and my defense is always ranked #1 or something like that because we only play 5 quarters. How many yards can the team possibly get when we're playing 5-minute quarters, when everyone else is going off 15-minute quarters? So I would like that to be a little more standardized, and yeah, if that makes sense. Just standardized. Another thing is kind of like a hardcore mode. This was also in 08. I think that was the last one I played when it had it. You get GPA, you actually have classes, and you got to actually focus on your classes, because that's what being a college student is all about. So we totally dominate the Maryland Terps here, #1 ranked team in the nation. And we go on to win the national championship in 2019. And we totally dominate them in total yardage, 404 to 177. And Paul Sanders goes off for 3 touchdowns at 6.7 yards per carry. And Terrence McGrew, a 75% completion rating for 272 yards and 1 touchdown. And red zone offense, 5 for 5. And a big stat in this one, 3rd down conversion rate of 85%, going 6 for 7. So if you guys want to check back, subscribe, and I will come out with videos soon explaining what I want to see in NCAA 14. Thanks for watching.